Lilly, Connor, bienvenidos a Costa Rica. Welcome to Costa Rica. Hey guys, it was so great to finally meet you guys in person yesterday. I know we didn't have a whole lot of time to sit and chat and hang out, but we'll do that some other time. But since we didn't, I wanted to give you a few tips, heads up, pieces of advice. Okay, so let me start with a couple things that were in your little goodie bags. Okay, so first there's this stuff. It's called Skin So Soft. Okay, this is what it's called. Comes in this bottle. You got a bottle exactly like this. This is what I carry around and use actually on a daily basis. It's supposed to help with bugs. It usually does. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the bugs, they buzz around me. Bugs love me. And so they're always around me just because I guess I give off a lot of heat or CO2, not because I don't wash, because I wash every day, usually. And so they're like, oh, he put on Skin So Soft, chomp, and they just have a field day. Sometimes it works really well. Sometimes I just have to make sure to apply it, especially if I know I'm going to be out and about. And also for you guys, since you're going to be kind of out there in a more rural area, it might be helpful. You might not like it. Some people don't like the consistency or the feel or the smell. Some people don't like. So if you don't like it, no worries. But if you do and you use it a lot, hey, use it up. And if you run low, let me know and I can get you some more. I have a ton now, thanks to Lily bringing me my stuff that included multiple bottles of Skin So Soft. But a little bit goes a very long way. So this will last me weeks, if not months. So, but you know, again, let me know if you guys need any. So also in there, you probably by now may have seen that there are little plastic bags, like Ziploc bags. Those are for when, if especially the smaller ones, there might be one or two smaller ones in there. If you need to keep something dry, if it's really, really rainy, I do that during the rain season. If I happen to be out and I think I'm going to get wet, I'm not, since COVID, I haven't been out as much as I was prior to COVID and walking around. But I used to put my wallet in there. Or maybe if you're really going to be out for a long excursion, you think it might rain, bring them with you. You could put your wallet or change pouch that you have now in there to keep them dry. Also, like your phone, you can put it in that to keep your phone dry when it just rains buckets like it can sometimes here. Okay, another quick note about bugs is that you have both the Skin So Soft and Your fan can help you, especially at night with bugs, because if they can't fly through that wind from the fan. So if you have your fan pointed directly at you, they're not going to be able to penetrate that wind force. So if you don't want to wear Skin So Soft at night, then maybe a fan could help. Also, little quick note on your umbrella. I have the same umbrella you do from the store Rego, Rego, where I got them from, or as they say here, Rego. So this is as you could see, the little arrows that have the arrow up and arrow down. This is a one-touch open and close. So you open it with one touch and you close it with one touch. Now, for it to go down, you have to push it down. Okay. Now, little tip. I know because I screwed it up once. You open it. Tried to do that gracefully and didn't. So anyway, you open it with one touch. To close it, did a dumb thing once, and I tried to close it, and I forgot it was one touch open and close. I pulled it close and forgot that I need to tap this first before I push it down. So I broke the umbrella, and this is like my second or third one. So if that happens to you, that's fine. Let me know. We'll get you another one. But just remember, before you push this down, which is probably a no-brainer, my brain wasn't working that day, I guess, don't forget to tap it close. Hit the button. Last umbrella tip. When you get home, because it rains so much and so heavily here, granted, when I mentioned to you guys, I made a little quick trip to Turrialba out of pure and total curiosity a couple days ago on Friday. So when I went there, I asked one of the people about the weather there, and they said actually that the weather varies. It's not a guarantee that it's going to rain every day. So, you guys might have lucked out a little bit with rain season, maybe not being as heavy in Turrialba. But regardless, when you finish with using your umbrella, please open it when you get home. Please don't worry about opening an umbrella inside. Open it when you get home. Put it down on the floor. Let it dry. It might take hours. You might have to leave it overnight. Let it dry. Because otherwise, the next time you use it, the water will have sat in there and done a job possibly on the material. And the I don't know, what are these? The little spokes that are here, and they might rust them down, and it'll be a mess, and it might smell bad too. So when you're done with your umbrella, open it, let it sit on the ground, and give it a few hours to dry. A few common courtesies that are helpful to know while you're here in Costa Rica. When you enter a room, pretty much, the courtesy here is off the charts. It is one of the core values of folks here in Costa Rica. So they always greet people whenever they enter a room, even if they're even strangers, they say buenas. That just in general kind of means good day to you in a way. So you can be more specific in the morning if you want to say buenos dias. Buenos dias. In the afternoon, you could say buenas tardes. Okay, buenas tardes. And at night or in the evening, at nighttime, a lot of times people say buenas noches. Buenas noches. But just in general, any time of day, you can just say buenas and be fine. Now, it's also highly courteous when you greet someone, or you walk into a room, or you walk into a place where people are eating, then it's good to tell them basically the equivalent of good meal. And we don't really exactly do this or have a term for this in English, but in Spanish they say provecho. provecho. Okay, so it's a sign of very high courtesy and a high level of politeness when you walk into a room, you see someone eating, or if you're with someone and they're about to eat, maybe food comes to them, you say provecho, provecho, or buen provecho also. But just for short, provecho is perfectly fine. Another thing to be aware of is that people here, because it is not a first world country. Costa Rica is not technically not a first world country, even though they're showing signs of progressing and advancing. They're still not to, I guess, what you would call first world status yet. Many people, from what I have heard, don't like to be referred to as a third world country, and you guys may already know this. I didn't learn this until I arrived here, not long after I arrived here. But it's most courteous to refer to a country like Costa Rica as a country in development or a developing country, which is probably better. So, third world country, tercer mundo, país de tercer mundo. Yeah, don't use that. Also, I talked about how nice the people are here. Also, homeless people are nice. I don't know. When I went to Turrialba, I did not see very many homeless people. So you might not encounter many while you're here. But in more like in the San Jose area, the San Jose metropolitan area, there are a lot. And it's actually kind of sad and a little bit disheartening. But they are nice. They're not very pushy. They will ask you for money, and what I've done is I've played the I don't speak Spanish card, and I speak in English, and I say I don't understand, sorry, I speak English. But then the thing is they'll follow that with they'll break into English. How they learned as good of English as a lot of them know, especially here in the area where I live, it's amazing. 90% probably of the homeless people speak some level of English. And I guess if you either get money or don't get money, which means learning English on the fly or not, they learned it. And just respond to them politely and say no. And that's the other small thing to mention is to please try to resist, even though obviously you are incredibly nice people. It was such a pleasure to finally meet you guys. You guys are some of the nicest people I've ever met, both Lily and Connor. So as big of hearts as I'm sure you have, please try to resist the temptation to give homeless people money. Many of them who are asking and begging for money, they have addiction problems. There is a lot of addiction among homeless people here, and so they're asking for money. They might give you a story. It's for food. It's for someone who is sick, or for my kids. For some of them that might be the case, but for the vast majority of them, they're drug addicted, and they need money for their next hit of that drug. But it's up to you. I don't do it not because I don't want to. I'm dying to give these people money and just help them. I actually tried to help one guy once, but at the end of the day, they're driven by addiction. And, if it means not having clothes, not wearing a big sign of people who are homeless and drug addicted, they're just walking around with no shoes. They're dirty. I mean, just horribly dirty. They haven't washed in weeks or months, and it doesn't matter to them because the only thing they want to do with their money is feed their addiction, unfortunately. But they are nice people. They're courteous. They're usually not pushy, and just kind of nod your head if you want to, or actually just shake your head no, and they will understand that, or say no and then move on, and you usually don't have to worry about them.